You don't like clubs, the blaring music, the flashing lights, the smell of none of it fits the quiet grief you've tucked beneath your skin for 2 long years. But your colleague Mia insisted. She said you needed this night, said you were too young to live like a ghost. You didn't tell her today was the second anniversary of your husband's death. How could you? No one here knows that part about you, about him, about Jungkook. You down another shot, a burn doing nothing to numb the ache that never really left. Your wedding ring is tucked in the back of your drawer now, but your fingers still curl as if it's there, still ache for his hand. Mia laughs beside you, nudging your shoulder. Okay, last round. Then we dance, got it? You nod distractedly, your eyes drifting toward the bar, and then your breath leaves you. He is standing there, not someone who resembles him. No, him. The tilt of his head, the slope of his nose, that mole under his bottom lip. The way he runs a hand through his dark hair. Jungkook, your vision blurs. You blink rapidly, heart slamming against your ribs. It can't be. You stand up too quickly, nearly toppling your stool. Mia says something, but is muffled by the roar of your pulse in your ears. You walk, stumble toward him, your heels echoing over the bass. Every step is a war between grief and hope. He's smiling politely at the bartender, sipping on something amber. And your world crumbles. Jungkook, you whisper, too low to hear. But he turns toward you as if he felt it. You don't think, you can't think. You grab his face between your hands and crash your lips to his. Desperate, messy, full of every ache you've buried since the hospital, since they told you he was gone. You kiss him like you've been every day without him because you have. And for one fleeting second, he kisses you back. He finds your waist, his lips part, his breath stutters. You lean into him. But then he pulls back gently, hands gripping your arms to steady you. Oh, hey, hold on. I'm actually engaged, he says, voice low and confused. Are you okay? You step back, trembling, your stomach in knots. Sorry, I thought you were someone else, you stammer. Tears sting your eyes for his words. He chuckles softly, wiping his mouth with the back of his hand, his gaze fixed on you, not angry, just surprised and amused. Well, that's one hell of a mistaken identity, he says with a grin. Did I look like an ex-boyfriend or something? You shake your head, struggling to breathe. No, worse. He tilts his head, watching you too closely. You look pale. Want to sit down? You nod numbly, and he leads you to a quiet corner of the bar, a booth with low lights and too much silence. Your hands are still shaking. I'm really sorry, you whisper. I don't usually kiss strangers in bars, he finishes with a smirk. Well, you're doing better than most people I meet here. You didn't spill a drink on me or slap me afterward, so I would say we are off to a great start. You manage a shaky laugh. It sounds foreign in your throat. There's a pause. Then he offers his hand. June, he says. John June. Your heart freezes. What? He frowns slightly. John June, that's my name. No, it's not. He watches your expression, a flicker of curiosity crossing his face. What's your name? He asks. You swallow hard. Ryan. He nods. Nice to meet you, Ryan, and if it makes you feel better, that was actually a pretty good kiss. Your breath catches. You said your name is June? He nods again. Yeah, why? You lie. Just you reminded me of someone I lost a long time ago. He softens. I'm sorry. You try not to cry again. He glances down, then looks back up, scratching the back of his neck. Listen, you don't seem okay now, but if you want, we can catch up later. Maybe hang out sometime. Maybe next time without the surprise attack. You blink. You want to see me again? He shrugs. That boyish smile you know too well playing on his lips. Why not? Something about you feels, I don't know, familiar. Your heart is in your throat. You grab a napkin, scribble your number, hands barely holding steady. Here, you say. Text me sometime. He nods, pocketing it. Cool, I will. You stand up before he sees the tears slipping down your cheek. As you walk away, you glance over your shoulder one last time. He is still watching you, still smiling, still your husband, but he doesn't remember, and he is getting engaged to someone else. Time skip. You don't sleep that night. The moment you close your eyes, you see his face again. Jungkook's face, smiling and kind, looking at you with no recognition at all. June, that's what he called himself. Your husband, your love, declared dead in your arms 2 years ago, now alive, breathing, existing just a few blocks away. You sit on the cold floor of your apartment, surrounded by old photo albums and hospital documents. Everything you swore you would never open again. Your wedding album is cracked at the spine. The photo of you in wedding dresses smiles up to you. Jungkook lifting you in his arms where you said your vows. You whisper, you promise you would never leave me. Your fingers tremble as you pull out the death certificate. No body shown. They told you it was too damaged, unrecoverable. You never questioned it. You just fled away from the city. You were too broken to. But now, you stand and dig through your closet. A storage box, long sealed with tape, comes out into the light. Inside, your wedding ring, his cologne, your honeymoon tickets, his spare phone, everything you couldn't bear to look at. You cradle the phone, still dead, like your heart was until last night. Your phone buzzes, a message from an unknown number. You stare at it. He remembers the kiss. He remembers you, even if he doesn't know why. Your office. You sit at your desk, unable to concentrate. Emails blur. Your computer screen reflects your pale, restless face. Finally, you open a browser and begin searching. You scroll, click, dig until you find it. Article dated 6 weeks after his death. No picture, but the timeline fits and the location just 10 kilometers from the site of Jungkook's crash. Your heart pounds like it's trying to leap out of your chest. You message him. His reply is fast. You read it 3 times before your vision starts to blur. Tears drop down. Time skip. The next day at a street cafe. You arrive early, palms damp, stomach hollow. Every minute feels like eternity until he walks in. Same walk, same soft black hoodie, same smile. Only now your smile is tight, forced. Hey, he says, sliding into the seat across from you. Didn't expect to hear from you so soon. I needed to, you say quietly. He tilts his head. You okay? You nod, then shake your head. No, not really. He watches you cautious. Did something happen? You take a deep breath. Do you remember anything from before the accident? That makes him pause. How do you know about the accident? You flinch. You weren't supposed to ask so directly. I read something online about a man rescued from a crash site, amnesia. That was you, right? His eyes narrow slightly, but not in anger. He is curious, troubled, and confused. I don't remember much, he says. Bits and pieces. It's like static in my head. I remember waking up in the hospital. They said I had no ID. They named me June. Said I was lucky to be alive. A pause. But sometimes I dream of a woman, a warm laugh, a tiny apartment with green curtains, chopsticks, rain. I always wake up before I see her face. You cover your mouth. Tears spill out silently. He leans forward. Why are you crying? Because that was me. That's our apartment. We live there. You're my husband, Jungkook. He stares at you like the words don't register. Then he blinks. No, that can't be. I have proof, you whisper, pulling a small photo from your coat pocket. It's your honeymoon picture. You're on his back, his arm raised in a V sign, laughing like fools under cherry blossoms. He takes it. He stares. You wait. A flicker. His breath catches. Then I have seen this before in my dream. You grab his hand. Please, Jungkook, let me help you remember. He pulls back slightly overwhelmed. His voice is soft. I am engaged. My fiance's name is Meena. She found me when I woke up, took care of me. You freeze. She's good to me, he continues, quieter now. I owe her everything. But your voice cracks. Do you love her? He doesn't answer. You let the silence hang. Then you whisper, you promised to love me until your last breath. You never broke a promise in your life. So you can't start now. He looks at you, conflicted, uncertain and confused. But he doesn't walk away. Time skip. It's been a week since you told him the truth. You have kept your distance, respecting his confusion, his silence. But you couldn't just walk away, not when you'd seen it in his eyes, that flicker of recognition. The hope of your Jungkook peeking through. So you wait. Then one afternoon he texts you. Your heart skips. You say yes. Time skip. Later at the cafe, you meet again. There's no tears, just coffee and two people trying to navigate a mess of timelines and emotions. Thanks for coming, he says, sipping his iced Americano, fingers tapping restlessly against the glass. You nod, watching him. His hair's a little longer than it used to be, his voice deeper, but it's still him, still your husband. I've been having dreams, he says quietly, not just flashes, full ones now. You hold your breath. I saw a tiny bedroom with yellow walls. There was music playing. You were laughing and feeding me strawberries. You smile faintly. That was our first anniversary. We couldn't afford to go out, so we made a tent with blankets and watched old dramas till 3 a.m. He looks at you like he wants to believe you. Then he whispers, why can't I remember the feelings? You answer gently, because you've been living a different life. Because your heart's protecting you until it's safe to remember. He nods slowly, then adds, Meena doesn't know I've been seeing you. I haven't told her yet. You look down. You should. He watches you. You're not going to ask me to leave her? No, you say. I want you to come back to me because you remember us, because you choose me, not because I begged you to. For the first time, he looks a little broken. Time skip. Later that week, his apartment. You're invited as a friend. A quiet dinner with Jungkook. June, you remind yourself. Meena is there too. She's warm, polite, cautious. She eyes you the way a person eyes a locked door with a faint knocking behind it. She knows something isn't right. Over dinner, Meena makes polite conversation. She talks about her clinic, their wedding venue, the soft gold invitations being printed next week. June seems distant, distracted. You excuse yourself to the bathroom and as you leave, you hear them talking, quiet but not hidden. She knows me, Meena, he says. She knows things no one else does. Meena replies with a quiet strength. June, you don't know her. You don't even know yourself. Please don't let her confuse you. She's not confusing me, he whispers. She's reminding me of something I'm scared to remember. Time skip. A few days later, at a riverside park, you meet again. He looks restless, his hands deep in his coat pockets. Tell me something real, he says. Something only I would know, something I didn't dream. You nod. Okay. You sit beside him on the bench. When we fought, really fought, you would always write me an apology letter instead of texting. You said writing made you feel more sincere. I have a box full of them. I still read them when I miss you. He looks down. I don't write Meena letters. I don't even write at all anymore. You continue. You hate cucumbers but eat them anyway when someone else cooks for you because you don't want them to feel bad. He blinks. I told Meena I love them. You don't. He lets out a small conflicted laugh. You reach into your bag and pull out a small MP3 player, his old one. You hand it to him. This was yours, our playlist. The night before our wedding, we danced to this one on the rooftop. He puts in one earbud, hits play, and freezes. It's your song, a soft indie ballad he once said sounded like falling in love for the first time. He used to hum it unconsciously while brushing his teeth. Now he hums it again without realizing. His eyes go wide. I know this, he whispers. You swallow the lump in your throat. Yes, you do. He turns to you, breathing hard. What's happening to me? Your heart remembers what your mind forgot. Time skip. That night, his apartment. You don't go in. You wait outside in the cold after he texts you. He meets you at the gate, his expression unreadable. She cried, he says, but she told me something I didn't expect. What? She said, if the man I was before is still alive inside me, then she doesn't want to keep him from the woman he loved. You blinked through the tears. She said she deserves someone who truly loves her fully, not someone torn between pieces of a forgotten past. Your voice is soft. She is right. He nods, eyes locked on yours. I am not ready yet, he says honestly. I want to remember it all. I want to come back to you whole. Will you wait? You step closer, reaching for his hand. I've already waited 2 years. What's a little longer for the man I love? He smiles. He squeezes your hand twice. Your heart skips. Time skip. You haven't heard from him in 4 days. Not a single message, no call, no coffee invites, no glimpses in passing, just silence. You tell yourself to be patient, that healing isn't linear, that amnesia doesn't vanish in a heartbeat, but it doesn't stop the ache or the fear. Then one night your phone buzzes. Your heart stutters. Suddenly, you remember a memory flashing onto you. Your old apartment's rooftop, the one with rusted water tank, the tangled fairy lights, where he first called you his wife, where you danced barefoot on the night before your wedding. You don't reply, you just run. Later near that cafe, the air is cool and heavy, the kind that carries a storm in its lungs. He's standing there, the city lights flickering behind him like a heartbeat. His head turns as he sees you. I remembered something, he says before you can speak. Not in a dream, not in a flicker. Full, clear, like lightning. You step closer. What did you remember? He swallows hard. You were crying in the kitchen. That night I came home late. I forgot our second anniversary. You didn't say anything, just quietly made ramen. You blink fast. That night, it happened. He had worked late, you had candles and a homemade cake waiting. And then he continues, voice shaking. I took your hand, said I was a fool. You looked up with tears and said, I don't want perfection, Jungkook, I just want your time. Your nails nearly give out. You remember that? He nods, tears welling in his eyes. I remember how you sleep curled toward me, then the smell of your shampoo, the scratchy pink blanket we fought over every night, the way you whispered, I believe in you every time I said I wasn't good enough. I remember. His voice cracks. Loving you so much, it hurt. Jungkook. But there's more, he says, turning away, jaw clenched. Mina's parents found out. They want her to cut all ties with me. Said I betrayed her, embarrassed her. She's moving to Busan. You hesitate. I'm sorry. I never wanted. No, he says, facing you again. Don't apologize. She told me something before she left. She said sometimes the right person comes at the wrong time, and sometimes the right time comes when you find your way back home. You feel the tears before they fall. He takes a step closer, then another, until he's right in front of you, and then he gently presses his forehead to yours. I don't want to remember pieces anymore, he whispers. I want to remember us. Every fight, every kiss, every night we couldn't sleep, and every morning you curled in my arms. I want it all back. I want you. Your breath hitches. I am scared, he admits. What if I'm not the man you loved anymore? You smile through your tears. Then let's fall in love again from the start if we have to. I'll wait. I'll walk with you every step. His hands find your waist. Yours slides up his chest like they never forgot the path. A crack of thunder rolls above you, and then he kisses you, this time with memory, this time with certainty, this time as your husband. And just like that, you're home. Another flashback flickers your mind. Post-marriage 2 years ago, you're in the kitchen late night, slow music playing. Jungkook sneaks behind you, wraps his arm around your waist, rests his chin on your shoulder. I don't deserve you, he murmurs. You smile, leaning back into him. You're right, you don't. But you have me anyway, he chuckles. Marrying you is the only smart thing I've ever done. You kiss his cheek. Then don't ever leave. I won't. Not even if the world ends. Back to the present. The first raindrop hits your shoulder. Jungkook tilts his head back, eyes closed, letting it fall. Then he looks at you. Let's not lose each other again. You nod. Never again. You both stand there drenched in memory, laughter, and rain, holding on. Time skip. It doesn't go back to normal overnight, and that's okay. You know this time is different. You aren't rushing, you are rebuilding from the ground up together. 2 weeks later, at a therapy clinic, you wait in the lobby, legs crossed, thumbing through an old magazine. Jungkook steps out of the counselor's office. His expression is unreadable, but when he sees you, his mouth twitches into a small, genuine smile. You stand. How was it? You ask gently. He shrugs, exhausting, but good. She said my mind not remember everything right away, but the body holds memory too, emotions, instincts. You grin. Told you were smarter than your therapist. He chuckles. I told her about the strawberry thing and then the tent you made for our anniversary. She said I should recreate it to trigger deeper memories. You blink. Are you going to? He smirks. Already bought the fairy lights. Time skip. A few days later, at your apartment, you wake up one evening to your living room transformed. Blankets pinned up like a child's fort, twinkling lights, your old playlist humming softly from the speaker, a bowl of cut strawberries sitting in the middle. He appears from behind the tent holding 2 mugs of hot cocoa. Welcome to our memory vault, he says. You sit beside him, the two of you tucked under soft light. Still feel like you're missing pieces? You ask. He nods. Yeah, but I'm starting to understand that maybe we don't have to remember everything exactly the way it was to feel the same love. Maybe it's not about recovering the past, it's about choosing to build the future again. You smile. That's therapy wisdom, huh? He shrugs. I've been paying attention. Your mind again drifts back to another flashback. Your old apartment, 1 month after marriage. You're sitting on the floor crying over a burnt lasagna. Jungkook walks in from work, stares at the chaos in the kitchen and immediately sits down beside you. What happened? He asks gently. You sniff. Try to surprise you. You sniff. Tried to surprise you with dinner, ruined it. Everything sucks. He looked at the chat tray, then at you. I didn't marry you for your cooking. You smile weakly. I married you for this, he says, cupping your face. All of this, even burnt lasagna nights. Back to the reality, present. Sunlight filters to your apartment curtains. You stretch in bed, turning toward the warmth beside you. He's there, fully there, reading a book, glasses perched on his nose, hair fluffy from sleep. He sees you and smiles. Morning, wife. You exhale a soft laugh. Took you long enough to remember that title. He kisses your forehead. Never forgot, just misplaced it for a while. You rest your head on his chest. You good? He nods. I'm still going to therapy, still have the moments where I feel lost, but I've never been more sure of anything in my life than being with you. A pause. Then he lifts something from the nightstand, your wedding ring, the one you kept hidden in a drawer for 2 years. I think I'm ready, he whispers. You stare, eyes wide as he slips it gently onto your finger, like no time has passed, like love waited quietly through the storm. Tears slip down your cheek. You don't wipe them because you're home and so is he.